Hello. If you are a content or a product marketer at a smaller SaaS company, and again, smaller could mean like a seed or a Series A, or where the revenues are lower than, let's say, $1 million, right? There, knowing which content works well using the leads or the MQL data will be very difficult because the volume of the users who come to these content pages, right, or view these content pages and then fill out a form would be very thin, right? The data of this would be very thin. So in such cases, how do you know which content pieces are good and bad, right? Because there is very less data, and you simply cannot rely on the traffic or the page views data, right? One of the factor is average page time spent, but again that could be misleading in few cases, where the user just opens up the blog and keeps it open, right, and then goes and visits some other page. Now, or you might generally be interested in just understanding how many users or what percentage of users actually read your content, right? In either of these cases, inside Factors, there is a way to figure out how many users actually read your content. And again, it might not be the most accurate way, but it's definitely better than just looking at the page time spent or average page time spent, right? Now, let's look at this blog, right, which is the identify website visitors, which is on Factors website. And here you wanted to understand as to, firstly, how many users who visited this blog and how many of existing contacts in a CRM visited this blog. And then what we are seeing is how many users scrolled beyond 75% of the content depth, I mean the page depth, and how many users spend more than a minute on the blog. Now here is where it gets interesting, right? The way we have defined internally as to who reads a blog is if they have scrolled for more than 75% of the content page depth and they have spent more than 1 minute or 60 seconds, right? Okay, this is completely configurable, meaning let's say tomorrow if you meaning if you want to change this to, let's say, 120 seconds or 2 minutes, given the content is long, then you can do that as well. So it's completely configurable as to how you define it, right? So again, and again, if I run this report, what I see is that out of 197 users who viewed this blog, and again I'm looking at the unique users, right? 36, which is roughly 18%, right, have viewed this particular blog, right? Now, again, what I've smartly done is I've excluded all the users from our own company, which is Factors.AI, just by saying, hey, exclude anyone where the email address of the user is @Factors.AI, or any test email addresses can also be excluded that way, right? So that you don't look at the data which is mixed with your own employees, colleagues reading this content, right? So yeah, so this is one way you can solve the problem that we just discussed at the start of this video, which is if you're a smaller company, you don't know which content works out well, which content doesn't, right? Because the lead volume is thin from these content pieces. You can generally look at the percentage of users who have read the content, right? And again compare it against among all the other content pieces, right? For example, if this blog is getting a whatever read percentage of 18%, right, 36 divided by 197, then you can compare it with another blog and figure out what is that number for that blog, right? Which will help you understand which content is working out well, which content isn't, right? So let me know what you think about this, and I'm open to listening to I'm open to hearing to new ideas if you have any, to figure out who reads the blog, right? So yeah, let me know. Thank you.